And we are live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the greatest show on earth. And by greatest show on earth, I mean I don't have my windows oriented the way they should be. And, okay, that's muted, at least, thank God. It's almost like I organized something. Almost. Not quite, but almost. So we're just gonna chill out, relax. Show's gonna start in 3, 4, 5, 1, 2 minutes. However many minutes I feel like, really. Glad to be back. Glad to be doing the show. Haven't done it in a while. Know you had it coming, my friend, my friend. Know you had it coming, my brother. My brother had it coming, my friend, my friend. I can grow this board probably. It's a little small. Here we go. It's a macho board. Fill the space. Yeah. Hope everyone's having a lovely hump day, lovely midweek, lovely wild Wednesday. I've been having a rough week. I actually I was quite sick over the weekend, and I'm still not at 100%. How you doing, Archon, man? Good to have you here. Yeah, so my voice is not doing 100%, and I have a bit of a lingering cough. You know, those coughs that just don't go away. I had to go out and buy some cough medicine today because I gotta nip this one in the bud. Yeah, man, it's no fun, but it's not bad. Anyway, I'll get started because people will trickle in. So this is the first game I played in a while. Actually, I haven't been playing over the board much because I've been stupid busy. I basically became a full-time high school teacher by accident. Yeah, yes, drink alcohol. That's good for the throat, said everyone ever. So yeah, I haven't been playing over the board for the past month and a half, really. So it was nice to get in a game, and I think it was an interesting game. I felt like my positional instincts were still very strong, but my calculation was total shit because I just haven't been practicing calculating. So my calculation was like vague and lazy, and so some really bad things happened. I still won, but it was a wild ride of a game. I was playing someone 300 points lower rated than me. I was playing an 1860. And I was much worse at one point as white. And so that's never really where you want to be. But I played d4 because I always play d4 over the board. I should play e4 over the board. I should not give a fuck. But I don't know. It feels sort of bad because I'm so close to being national master that like switching to e4 now, I like stand to maybe lose some rating there. I don't know. I should just do it, not give in. But we got a normal position. So we have a Slav here, which is totally normal. And I play knight c3 because why not? My opponent played e6. It looks like you can play e4, but that leads to, I don't even know what it's called. Is it called the Marshall or something? Yeah, it's the Marshall Gambit. Because it is a gambit of a pawn after bishop b4. No matter what you do. Why isn't knight c3 playable here? Am I dumb? Because I know the move is bishop d2. And you give the pawn. like this. And you give the knight, and you play on the dark squares. But now I'm wondering why knight c3 isn't playable there. It's got some games in the database, and black just goes c5 and equalize in the center. Okay, interesting. I should obviously study this more. But I don't play e4 because I just want to be slightly better, and I don't want to calculate. So I play 4 e3, and most people play 4 knight f3, but this does allow this line where you have to go a4 and all this theory. What is this theory? So I go e3, and then if you go knight f6, we have a semi-slot with 5 e3. I just played 4 e3. But my opponent was actually very alert here. And this is something you should do as a player. I played 4 e3. And that's a little strange. If you know anything about theory, you know the move is knight f3. So you have to realize that when your opponent plays something strange, it usually gives you more options. So black has an interesting option here. What can black play that's actually good in this position, which is probably dubious in other positions? This is my first question. Black can play something here that's good here, but otherwise dubious. Queen g5. Queen g5, you have pretty big issues after e4, I think. Discovered attack. And I'm sort of asking you why you played queen g5 there. Yeah, you can play f5, which my opponent did. And this is a very alert decision. Yeah, f5 is very strong here. Why is this a better stonewall than say this? Why is this pretty much unplayable for black? I'll give you a hint. It's somehow related to this move e3. Yeah, I mean, I could go g3 in this position, but I think a lot more sensible is bishop f4. And the problem is, one of the main strategic ideas for white is to trade the dark square bishops, because a lot of times black gets attacking chances based on like this sort of stuff, and then, you know, g5 or whatever. But if my bishop's on f4, you're not attacking anything. And I just clamped the dark squares, and this is terrible for black. This is like, I would say, close to strategically lost. White scores 53%. 53% wins in this position. White score is massive here. So this is like almost unplayable, because white really just wants to get the dark square bishops off. But here, white's not getting the dark square bishops off, so this is actually a very reasonable opening from black. Okay, knight f3, knight f6, bishop d3, bishop d6. Again, this bishop gets to occupy a really nice diagonal. Castles, castles. And here I played a lazy move. I played queen c2, but it's not clear the queen actually belongs on c2. My idea behind queen c2 was to sort of put pressure on the pawn, but I think better is just to go b3. And I'm going to go b3 anyway, but queen c2 is sort of a loss of a tempo. We'll see in some lines the queen actually wants to go to c1, so the queen can lose some time here. I should just go b3, but okay, minor error. But I mean, minor errors add up. Here I think my opponent made another minor error back. He played g6. There's no reason to play g6 really. He can just get on with his development moves like knight e4, knight b7, queen e7. All of these moves make sense. And we can get a normal position, except black hasn't played this strange tempo losing g6, because you'll see later in the game he pushes g5, but he's actually wasted a tempo there, sort of like I wasted a tempo here. So okay, we both are bad at chess, as is tradition. b3, knight bd7, bishop b2, and queen e7. And so this is all standard. We have a normal position. Black is slightly worse, but he's not lost or anything. Now, the move I want to play here is knight e2. And this is actually sort of similar to what I play as black against the London. And the idea behind knight e2 is you're opening this bishop. So there's two ideas, really. The first idea is you can go knight f4, d3, and then stick both knights on e5. But the other idea is sometimes you can go knight e5 right away. And the reason is you've uncorked this bishop, so black makes a stupid move. It's possible for white to go knight e5, and this is actually unplayable because it's a fork. So if you want to take, you have to take with the bishop, but then I have the two bishops. And if you don't take, well then my knight's sitting on e5. So that's nice. I like having knights on e5. And I can even think about going f4 at some point. I don't have to, though. So knight e2 is the move I want to play. But in the game, I felt like knight e2 was allowing too much. So what was I scared of after knight e2? I think black has a good resource here. What was I scared of after the move knight e2? Ooh, are we dropping some frames? Yes, we are. Classic. Wouldn't be a Chess League TV stream without dropped frames. Yeah, black can go e5 after knight e2. So e5 takes, and black seems fine here. This bishop is not good, but I mean, black has ideas of going maybe b6, c5, and black should be okay. Takes, knight takes, it's a strong knight. So the issue is this whole idea doesn't work with the knight on c3. For instance, if I play a nothing move and black tries to go e5 here, take, and now I throw this little annoyance in, and I'm gonna get you with an isolated queen pawn, which is a big difference. It's really a big difference. When you take back, I'll go knight b5. I'll trade these pieces. This knight comes here. This bishop goes here. I have a great position. Your bishop is really bad. So this is much less playable for black, which means that when the knight is on c3, black cannot go e5 because of the pressure against the d5 pawn. It makes all the difference. Hey Kyle, what's up, man? e5 does open my bishop, but he's quickly going to challenge it. And it's going to be traded off, most likely. So, And basically, when black plays e5, he eliminates his weakness. And he still has this bad bishop to solve, but he can get this out via b6. So I didn't like this move knight e2. And I just played sensible developing moves. Some might call these lazy. I think this is a good move. A lot of white's play is going to come from opening the center while black attacks on the king side. Another good move here for white is a4. And the idea behind a4 is to go queen c1 and bishop a3 and trade off those dark square bishops. And this goes back to my point about why queen c2 is maybe not a great move, because then I sort of wasted a move here. The queen can go directly to c1. And so a4 is an idea. I played rook fd1, which I think is fine. Knight e4. Now I can go knight e2, because again, if e5, now this knight is no longer protecting this pawn. So we get this position. Queen takes, I think, is unplayable. Oh yeah, bishop c4 is always disastrous. So you have to take. And now my position is great, and yours is not. And truth hurts. I go knight d4, and I have a great position. So this is no good. So after knight e4, I can go knight e2. And here my opponent played a really bad move. It was sort of baffling. I was expecting g5 here. And against g5, I was going to go knight e5, and we would enter this, which I thought was good for white. This structure is almost always good for white. Here I can go f3. I can go f4 even. But everything here looks pleasant for white. But instead of g5, which I thought was logical, my opponent played a move I never would have even considered, and sort of goes against all strategy that I know. He played bishop a3. And this is like the antithesis of the Stonewall, because black should avoid the trade of these pieces at all costs. His dark squares are horrendous. And yet here he is offering me the trade of bishops, so I said, yup. And now I continued with my plan, which was knight f4. Now this pawn is hit, so you can't go g5. I win the pawn here. So black played queen e7, very sensible. And now I continued with my plan, bishop f1. The point of this move is to clear this square for the f4 knight, and I'm going to land all my knights on e5. g5, knight d3, g4, knight fe5. And now black goes rook f6. And he's really signaling his intentions. I'm going to come checkmate you. So there's a standard pattern that I understand against this idea, but I didn't trust myself enough this game. Let me ask, what would you play here as white? He's 1860. So he's not terrible, but bishop a3 is really bad. Everything else was reasonable, but bishop a3 was bad. $1860 USCF. But he's older. He's been around. He's been above 2,000 recently as well. Like, I want to say 3 months ago or 4 months ago, he was above 2,000. So he has these swings. Time for a queenside attack. How so? How would you organize your queenside attack? I guess is a better question. Because it's nice to say like, oh, I'm going to attack on the queen side, but you have to find a way to do that, right? So what do you suggest? C5, B4, Rook B1, Rook DC1, C takes D. I mean, these are all things you have to consider, right? B4 is reasonable. B4 is totally reasonable. Definitely not C takes D. I agree with that. C takes D is incorrect here. Because on C takes D, he goes E takes D, and a lot of his problems have been solved. C5, so one of you says C5 is good, one of you says C5 is terrible. So I think C5 is fine. Basically, all your ideas are good. B4, well, B4 immediately might have some issues. Because on B4 immediately, black has this move, which is a little shaky now for white. Because if you go B4 right away, now you want to play knight takes, but all of a sudden your B4 pawn is hanging, which could be a viable pawn sacrifice. But why sacrifice a pawn here? It's not necessary. It's not necessary to go for this sort of insanity. I think C5 is totally reasonable. I think you can prepare also with Rook B1. But there were two moves that I considered here that I think are stronger than queenside operations. The move I played was G3, which is fine. And we'll see the idea behind the move G3 later, or we won't see it, but we should have seen it. I didn't follow through on my idea, which is always bad. If you have an idea, you should at least follow through on it. But I think I considered this move. I really think the best move in this position is F3. And just telling black, yeah, I'll win on the queen side, but I'll win on the king side too. Because if you look at black, he's trying to attack with like 3 pieces basically. So if I open up the king side and I just make sure black has no threats over here, I could start like mating black. I have this strong knight. This rook is not helping. So I have ideas after F3 of legitimately mating black. I think F3 is very strong. After takes, check. I can go queen G2. The ending is always good for me. You're going to have your same problems with this bishop and the queen side, but you're not going to mate me. So this is very, very good for white, in my opinion. I think F3 is very strong. And it's principled because it showcases the flaw in the stone wall. And the flaw in the stone wall is that the E5 square is an outpost, but the E4 square is not. That is the major flaw in the stone wall. So the move F3 really, really showcases what's sort of strategically dubious about the stone wall. And I think it's a really good move. And I didn't play it because I was scared. I was like, oh, the lines are opening. I don't like this. But like, there's no attack for black. He has no control of the center. How can he possibly attack? This knight is getting kicked out. What can he do? So this is super dubious from the black side. This knight doesn't have a good square, really. I mean, you can go knight g5, but then again, just queen g2, pinning. You probably have to go queen g7. Now I go h4. So this is just really bad. Anyway, I played g3, which is, we'll see the idea I'm preparing. Knight takes e5. What's your point behind knight takes e5? I take back? I don't really see the point. If your idea was rook g6, I got another knight for that square. Okay, again, I'll take the ending. I'm happy to play the ending. I love endings. In this structure, I love endings. Give me an ending. Yeah, I'll take it. So I think this is just really good for white. Knight c3. Your knight is trapped, my friend. Rook c1 is coming. Your knight is trapped. Get out of here. I'm going to win this piece. Knight g5 after queen trade? Well, then my pawn's protected. I just think if you accept the endgame, white can only be better. That's the last I'll say about it. If you accept the endgame, white can only be better. So g3. Rook h6. And here I continued to play slowly because black has no threats. And we'll see why black has absolutely no threats in this position. So I played rook a b1. You can go c4 or c5 here. That's totally fine. You can play as slowly as you want. Black has no threats. Queen e8. And here it all started going downhill. I needed to stick with the plan. So I got to stick with the plan. And that plan is to go c5. And we'll demonstrate the idea very, very clearly here. What's the idea after queen h5? This is the whole point of my play. And I've used this pattern before in a game. Because I better have an idea here, or else I'm going to be worse. F4 is an idea. F4 was not my idea. F4 might be a reasonable idea. Not the idea I had. F4, you might regret that one. Yikes. Yikes. You might regret that one. So, just to show my point, and I will sign my score sheet, I'm lost. So, F4 was not my idea. My idea was H4. And after GH3, how do I continue? Yeah, King H2, that's my point. And for the cost of a pawn, I've told black that all his pieces are useless. Because now you just don't have an attack. And you'll never have an attack, frankly. In fact, I can think about playing the move F3 and just totally shutting you down and saying, black, you have legitimately nothing in this position. So this is what I should have done. But I was so materialistic this game. I was like, why should I sacrifice a pawn? Well, because the position is just winning for white. I just go b4, b5 and win. So this is like incredible for white. And this is a common pattern of sacking the h-pawn and then just blockading it and saying, my king is safe, what are you going to do? But for some reason I got cold feet or something. I was like, I don't want to sack my pawn. I don't know why. It's clearly winning for white. You'd rather be black? My friend. That's not... It's not good. So I see your idea behind knight df6. It's worth talking about. h4, gh3, king h2. And so I guess the idea is to go knight g5, but on knight g5 I'll actually just exchange. And so again, you just don't really have any threats. So b4. Oh no, no. I thought your idea might be knight f2. That's actually a little scary, but no, it's fine. So knight g5, take. You can take with this pawn if you want. And now I bring this knight to d5. I guess you have rook f6. It's a little bit annoying. Maybe I've misplayed this a little bit. So let me look at this again. Okay, let me not go b4. Let me do my original intention. If I go f3, are you a little bit annoyed here? Or, f3 is an idea. This is a continuation. The other idea is maybe I can go bishop e2. Or I can go knight f4. I have a lot of ideas here for white, and they all look good. Knight f4 looks really good, actually. Knight f4 looks stupendous. Yeah, go knight f4. Yeah, this looks really good for white. I disagree with your assessment that black is better here. The black queen and rook are not mauling white's king. That was the point of this pawn sacrifice. The black queen and rook are actually doing nothing. They're not useful on the h-file. It's sort of an illusion of an attack. They're lined up against nothing. So, yeah, I don't think this is very good. Instead of bishop e2, I would go... oh, no, not this line. King h2, knight df6, knight f4. And your position becomes a little silly, I think. Yeah, and then I just go b4, b5, and call it a day. Anyway, enough chat about this. Queen e8. I took here. I don't know why. It's not terrible. Like, this is fine. He played rook d8. He can go queen h5. There's an interesting variation here. It's cute. So, let me ask, what's wrong with this? What's the issue here? h2, king h1. Queen f3, bishop g2. I've survived. I have not survived. Knight f2 is incoming, exactly. And you have to give the queen because you're actually mated. The king is mated. And it's unfortunate because it looks like you're attacking the queen, so maybe you'll get away with it, but the queen recaptures, and then you're like, oh, I lose. So yeah, I can't grab the piece in that variation. But okay, he just played rook d8, which is like can't be bad. And again, I played a really terrible move. It was sort of astounding. Oh, I should mention another alternative, by the way. Excuse me. Instead of let's go back. I actually want to mention this because it's an interesting idea. Bishop g2 is a real move here. And there's an interesting idea behind this. So if black continues in the same way, what I do is I grab this, and then I play bishop takes e4. And what's interesting about this is that any recapture is bad for black. So fe4, you end up with issues with this g-pawn. It's actually indefensible. The g-pawn is simply indefensible. It's sort of bizarre. And you can go queen h5, but now I actually just take the piece, and I say you have no threats, which is sort of true. Maybe I don't take the piece. I'm giving you a lot. No, I have to take the piece, I think. Hey, black has compensation. Black has serious compensation here. Although, no, I don't have that move. Do I have that move? Probably not. No, I go here. And yeah, black has a lot of compensation here. So I don't know. That's complicated. But yeah, this bishop g2, it's an interesting idea. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that. So okay. Knight e5, rook d8. Yeah, bishop g2 is a bad move. Again, I should just go c5, and on queen h5, h4, we play this, and white is much better. And so again, I should do this. I don't know why I didn't. The problem with bishop g2 is now h4 is going to win time on the bishop, so you can't go king h2 anymore. So after queen h5, I don't really know what I was thinking. I was like, why did I put my bishop on g2? Mindcreep. For the league, this is not a league review game. Just so I can be clear about that. The games are being picked by the moderators. They're apparently going to send them to me either today or tomorrow. So I don't have the list of games yet, unfortunately. But I'll be posting more details about the game review stuff as soon as it's more solid. So here, I should probably go h4 anyway, and then play like this, and then I'll get my king h2 in. It's just a little bit less clear version of this, because my bishop's on f3, it's a little shaky there. But I just said, what's the problem? b4, which is stupid, but you know, I've done stupider things. And now it was black's turn to play bad because we're all bad. We're all bad. Black should take the pawn. I mean, yikes. This position is terrible. Black can go like knight g5. All of a sudden, this knight like goes to h3. There's a check and a check coming. That's very unpleasant. That's not at all what I want to see here. So, yeah, this is all... I played terribly. Excuse me. But after b4, he didn't take the pawn. He played knight g5 right away, which is a mistake. And now I correctly was like, oh, okay, this is super dangerous. h4. I'm like, I gotta get out of here. There's too much stuff happening to my king. And he took, and this is sort of an important moment. What would you play as white here? Just to point out, the reason he didn't check, he actually has a valid point. His point is that the queen on h5 is supporting the f3 square. So the queen on h5 actually it could be argued it's better than on h2 because of the extra support to the f3 square. So now knight f3 is a more legitimate threat. So there's some method to his madness. Anyway, let's go back to the game. Yeah, what would you play here as white? It's not lost for white, actually. If you play the correct move here, it's zeros. I think you're consistently overestimating black's attacking resources here. So bishop h1, I played in the game. I thought it was an only move. It's a mistake. Who knew? The correct move is bishop f1. And the reason you go bishop f1 is on knight f3, you want your king over here. Because your king is safe on the h-file. And black can do this, and white has certainly lost all his edge. But again, black doesn't really have an attack here. So the position is roughly equal. White will still open the queen side, but he's lost his strategic edge of the e5 outpost. But I played bishop h1 because I wanted to keep eye on f3. It makes a lot of sense. And this does allow h2, king f1. And here, it's funny. The best moves are hard to find. I actually saw one of them, and I was really worried he was going to play it. Black has two pretty good moves here. What should black do? Queen h3 check is certainly a candidate. I want to hear more candidates here. I want to get a good list of candidates here. Queen h3 check. You have to think about it. Of course, it's a check. What about some other candidates though? Before we deeply analyze something, let's get some other candidates for black. Knight e4, absolutely, re-centralizing the knight to a strong square. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to delete my arrows. Knight h3, let's consider it, why not? Bringing the knight into the king side. Infiltrating with the knight. f4. Seems a little dubious, but it could crack the structure in a beneficial way, perhaps. Rook f8, bringing another piece into the attack. And hanging your bishop in the meantime. Although I'm not sure you can take that bishop, actually, because of knight f3. Well, there's no threat. Yeah, you can take that bishop. King h8. So, of all the candidates listed, we have not come up with the two best moves for black. So queen h3, I go king e2, and black has no advantage here. My king is just running away, and you can't really stop me. Very annoying. I, of course, will not blunder this one. Whoops. I'm not going to blunder. I'm going to run away. I want my king out of the king side. I'm gonna go for a walk. So queen h3 is not working because of this. You go knight e4. Okay, king d3. What's the problem? What you got? Show me what you got. My king's running away. I'll play queen e2, king c2. Well, yeah, no, my king's good. My king's golden. So the other move, knight e4 was the game move. It does retain some advantage for black. The best move in the position, and the move I was really worried about, is the move knight f7. And this is an incredibly annoying move for white, because it's challenging this knight here, and this knight is basically the gel holding black's position together, or holding white's position together. And yeah, white has some serious problems here, because white doesn't really want to take either of these pieces, but white also is probably not interested in going back here, because then more issues start to pop up. This is a tactical vulnerability, and we can start seeing ideas of sacrificing with e5, f4. This bishop comes in. It's very unpleasant. So this knight f7 move is really, really unpleasant for white to meet. I know, Yago, I saw you say it. The other good move here, it's a classic Dutch move, and that's bishop e8. Get him going. He's not doing anything. Get him somewhere useful. Now I'll go queen h3 and bishop h5. That's a threat. That's a reasonable threat. So bishop e8 is a good move. But knight e4 chosen in the game, very reasonable move. I can understand playing it. And here I was like, okay, black, you have no threats. b5. You have no threats. And he played a good move here. Very annoying. I hate it when my opponents play good moves. My opponent played bishop e8 here. And here I was like, that's annoying. He's maintaining the tension, and yeah, I don't really have a great way to open up the queen side, and even if I do, I kind of have to give up this knight, which again is like the glue of my position. I don't want to give up the knight. For example, if I take, he goes bishop takes, and all of a sudden the bishop like holds the entire queen side together by itself. And if I want to break in the queen side, I have to go knight takes c6, but I don't want to go knight takes c6. Because then bad things start happening on the king side, because this knight is no longer protecting me. And so my position is terrible after bishop e8. And I made it worse by miscalculating. I thought he was threatening queen h3 and bishop h5, but he's not, so that's ridiculous. My point is, say I go a4, I was scared of this. I only calculated king e2, and then I'm like, okay. But I go king e1, and there's no threats. So overall, I just made a bunch of calculation errors that are bad, and I shouldn't do that. So yeah, my next move is terrible. I played rook d to c1. Avoiding the threat of bishop h5. Clever me, avoiding a threat that's not there. I'm not playing the North American Open in Nevada because I'm located in New York. So here, my opponent again played a really good move, d takes c4. This is so annoying. And the point is, you can't really take this. If you take this, bad things start to happen to your position. Excuse me. For starters, this is a possibility, although that might open the position a little bit too much. But now these checks start to look really dangerous. Oh, there's also a royal fork. Yeah, I knew there was a reason you couldn't take it. Yes, lol, missed tactics. Yeah, that was not good. So you can't take it. So DC4, annoying move. I'm sort of obliged to play BC6, because if I let him play this, then I'm really not opening the queen side ever. And I'm just going to be worse forever. So let me ask, as black, how would you recapture this? It makes a big difference how you recapture this. Bishop takes is the best move. Because now there's threats along this diagonal, you're almost forced to play this move. And now I'm wondering if inserting the check is accurate here. Yeah, you have some big issues now, because you don't have the d3 square anymore, which is very awkward for you. So perhaps I can throw in like a check, and now you have to go back here. There should be a win here. Perhaps I have this one. With threats. Is that a threat though? I'm not sure. Let me consult the engine on this one. I'm not sure. I remember bishop takes c6 was better. I don't remember why. So knight c6, bc6. I'm missing something here. But I'm not sure what. Okay, let me continue with the game continuation, because there's some ideas here. We'll come back to this. So my opponent played b takes c6. And white has an only move to remain in the game here. What is white's only move to survive? Which I found. I was proud of finding this move. There's simply an only move. Rook b7. I have accumulated threats by stopping this square with my pawn. So, boom. If you go king e2, I have bishop h4, or bishop h5. And if you go king e1, I probably have bishop h5 anyway. And my argument to you is, you're not threatening anything with your rook on b7. And I'm really attacking now. I'm really doing it this time. I'm going to attack you. And you're starting to run out of ways to defend. In fact, I'd even consider this exchange sacrifice. So black is really building an all-out assault here, and you gotta cut it out, because black is ready to bring everything over here, and the white king is walled off, totally walled off. I saw the move in chat. Bishop e4 is an only move. Only move. And if you go h1, I capture back. And this is playable. In fact, white might be a little bit better here, because black sort of extended. So after bishop e4, black correctly played fe4. Now white has another only move. What's our second only move in a row? King g2 is an only move. You have to prevent promotion. And here black went slightly wrong, I would say. But it's already not so clear how black is going to proceed this attack anymore. Because you have sort of shut down black's best attacking piece. And it's funny, I'm down 2 pawns, but black's structure is sort of like a modern marvel. It's sort of like, what? So black's structure is very bizarre. Rook d5, and white is totally fine after queen e4. I got everything under control. Because I'm protecting my knight, protecting the f3 square, and white is actually better here. I'm going to start bringing my rook over, stuff like that. And, well, okay, I'm not going to play rook h1 because of queen h3. But white is doing very well here. So, after king d2, I think black has to check. And now go, I'm not even sure how black maintains an edge here. Like bishop h5, maybe. But then, again, queen takes e4. Yeah, I'm not totally sure how black builds his edge here. I think the position is equalizing because of some inaccurate play. So, I also want to go back to that moment when the bishop could have taken on c6, because I'm honestly not sure what the difference was, and I'm confused why this wouldn't transpose. So takes. Why doesn't this transpose, is my question. Oh, because the knight's not here, so king g2 is unplayable. That's the difference. Great. That's why bishop takes is important. You have to force the knight off so that you can no longer take on e4. That's the reason. There's the tactical point. Got it. Got it. Got it. So, let's turn that engine off. Engine wants to go c5. It's probably a good move, actually. I saw in chat queen f5 mentioned. Queen f5 was played in the game, and it's very annoying because black is solidifying this pawn. He's floating ideas of going rook d5 and takes. He's also floating ideas of going bishop h5, rook f6, piling on this pawn. So, what was my idea in this position? White has a nice idea. g4. And black's queen cannot maintain contact with the e4 pawn. So queen f6 takes. And now white is equalized. You have to stop this attack. You can't allow black to just sit here and pile up. Just to show, if you go, for instance, rook h1, then this starts to become a problem. Maybe, hold on. Maybe I can be more accurate than that. No, I can't quite be more accurate than that. No, I can. You can't go rook h1 because you get mated. That's more accurate. That's a little bit more accurate. Checkmate. Checkmate is pretty accurate. Checkmate in 1. Yes, rook g6. Wouldn't want to have a pawn or have a rook. What's your idea? I take this. I'm not taking your rook. Actually, I probably could take your rook if I wanted. But I might not even take your rook. I would probably just take this. Anyway, g4, queen f6 takes. Bishop g6, he's trading off this horrendous piece. He's forcing me to take it because of the skewer. I take it. And here I played f3, just solidifying my structure. This pawn was going to come under fire. This pawn was going to come under fire. Rook f8. And now rook h1. Here my opponent played a good move. Oh, hold on. Let me. I misunderstood one of my commenters. g4, rook g6. And you're claiming I can't take it. So, I don't believe you. If you go here, then I'm fine. After king takes h2. If you go here, then I'm also fine after king takes h2, I think. Your compensation is dubious at best. This rook is not fast enough into the action. Anyway, g4, queen f6, and f3. So yeah, what did black play here? Black played a strong move. If you go hg6 there, I go rook g1, and I go rook g3 next, and I'm better. h5, absolutely. Tear me apart. Annoying move. Very annoying move. So what would you play as white here? This is vaguely critical. Rook takes h2, h6, g4, f4. Very playable. Absolutely a solid playable line. Not what I chose, but a good line for white. No, so we're looking for moves for white here. It's not black to move. Oh, you're saying after rook h2? It doesn't work. It's an interesting idea, but oops, not that one. I have king h1. Totally safe, no threats. So yeah, rook h2 makes a lot of sense. But I chose instead rook bf1, which sort of disincentivizes black from taking this. Because after this, black's king is gonna start to feel a little bit unpleasant. For example, queen g7 takes, and here white can actually go king g3. And we see that in this ending, I think white is actually better because black's structure is so much worse, and white actually has control of the files, really. You can go something like rook h6, but I'll still just take, and I'll play the queen ending, where your structure is terrible. So rook bf1 really says, black, you probably shouldn't take that. He played c3, which is reasonable. His idea is that c2 can't be taken. Because if c2 is taken, then there's takes. Awkward. And here I played an interesting move. Let me ask, what's better? King takes h2 or rook takes h2? What's a better move in this position? King takes h2 or rook takes h2? Why is king takes h2 better? Hey, Shakmat. So, king takes h2 is the better move because rook takes h2 loses by force. Can someone tell me why rook takes h2 loses by force? This is a good one. Rook takes g4. Ra-pa-pa-pa-pa. Yikes. 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 Yeah, this is no bueno. No bueno, no bueno. Although I don't know if you have a total kill here, but all of a sudden the white king feels the breeze. Like this must be lost. Some queen e1 here. Yeah, this is losing here now. I'm pretty sure. King g2 is met by rook f2. So we have to go here. Now I probably take this. I don't know. Where's the win? Where's the win? Hold on. Oh, no, that doesn't quite work. Huh. Let me try that queen e1, king h3, hd4. No, no, oh, I'm blundering. I'm blundering a counter check. That's perpetual, probably, for white. This must win. This must win. I'm almost positive this wins. Takes. What am I missing? Chat, tell me what I'm missing. Queen g1 check. I thought there was rook g2, and I didn't see exactly how we were continuing with life. And if your idea is to go h4, I can take that because the queen guards, and somehow everything's protected incredibly. It's sort of amazing that everything's protected. What's the win? What am I missing? I think queen e1 check is right. What if I go h4 check right away? I need to get this rook involved. This dumb rook isn't doing anything. What a stupid rook. I like hg4. No, that doesn't work. The problem is going h4 is just perpetual immediately. King takes h2. Sajbot, after king takes h2, I'm not going to recapture on g4. Hold on, I'm gonna turn the engine on. I'm sure this wins for black. Wow. It's not, it's giving us minus 0.7. I don't believe that. I thought this was winning. Alright, I was wrong. I saw rook takes g4, and I didn't analyze it, because I just assumed white was getting mated. And rook f6, some computer move. Makes some sense. Wow. Okay, I was wrong. Rook takes h2 doesn't lose by force. I was so sure. I just saw rook g4 and I was like, oh, I'm getting mated. Can't play that. Wow. I'm asthmatic? No, I'm just sick. Oops. So yeah, the point behind king takes h2 is that after hg4, I'm not taking that pawn. I'm going f4. And this was the game position reached. So let me ask once again, what would you play for black here? Yeah, dude, I'm a patzer. Don't you know it? I played like a patzer this game. Good lord. I don't even know why I'm in this ending. I should have died like 8 moves ago. G4. Do you mean G3? Let's be nice in chat. Sajbad, I'm still wondering if you meant g3, because the pawn is already on g4. I guess you must mean g3. Does anyone else have ideas here? Rook f7. It's interesting. Ideas to double on the h line, I assume at least. So g3 is the best move. And the reason can be seen after the game continuation. The game continuation was rook b8. But now white is much better, actually. And the reason white is much better is I go king g3, and I have a nice blockade on this pawn. But just imagine, after g3, king g2, rook b8, all of a sudden this is more annoying. This is much more annoying, actually. Because now this is a threat that's bothersome. And I might be obliged to play something like rook b1, which is not a move I want to play. So this inserting this g3 makes the position much more difficult for white to play. If you go rook b8 first, I go king g3. And now I have the king side on lock, and rook b2 is not a problem. You're not threatening. Because you've allowed me to lock the king side down. The problem is after g3 and now rook b8, my king is like stuck on the second, and it doesn't want to be on the second. It wants to be on the third, so I can't get checked and have to move and stuff. So this is very annoying. Actually, the best move is probably rook c1 to go rook c2. It's still annoying though. Also, I want to go back quickly because Sajbot mentioned another move, queen f5. This is also very good. And the point is, if white takes, then black has at least vaguely improved the structure. And he's also created a weakness for white, which will give black significant drawing chances. But in this ending, he really doesn't have drawing chances. And here he played what I would describe as the losing move. Because the losing move here is rook h6. He's challenging the file. But the problem is he's not challenging the file, because I take and go rook h1. And this is super awkward, because you can't let me take this, but that's also a problem. So black played queen f6, and here I was like, ooh, I win a rook. And after queen h7 check, king f8, I was like, oh, I don't win a rook. So what I calculated was I was like, okay, queen h8, I just win a rook. But this would not be a good idea, because at the end of all this, uh-oh, where did that come from? And my rook is so poorly placed that it just can't make it back. So I flicked out queen h7 check, and then I was like, oh, that was bad. So yeah. But I found a good move. After queen h7 check, king f8. What's the best move for white here? I think I played the best move. Now it's just a matter of technique. White should be winning this position because black's king is too weak. On rook h6, I'll go queen g7 and I'll grovel. It's not going to be fun, but I'll grovel. The best move is queen takes a7. Sajbad, those coordinates, man, they're getting you. Queen a7 is almost equally strong. I played queen c7. I think it's a better move, and the reason is I don't really care about this pawn. I want to make sure I'm tracking down this pawn. And this is super annoying because I have a lot of threats. Like a lot of threats. First off, if you go here, what's the kill? So we have a couple of ideas. The first was rook h8. It hangs the rook inversely. Rook h7 is interesting. I hadn't considered this. It looks dangerous. The idea is to go queen c8 mate. Looks like a pretty good idea. I honestly don't see a good defense for black. So this looks, well, can black go king g8 here and wriggle his way out somehow? I feel like black is maybe gonna somehow live. Surprisingly. Yeah, I think this is not the most accurate. The best move is queen c8 check. If you go rook d7 there, I had an idea. Does it work? Oh, maybe you're right. Maybe that's good. Yeah, okay. I had a cute idea. My cute idea was to go rook h2 and then queen h4, but you just made me. Very unfortunate. Maybe this wins. Maybe this just totally wins. Yeah, it looks winning. I calculated queen c8 check. My point is, if you go here, I'm winning the queen. Very unfortunate for you. Due to, if you go here, it's rook h6, and this one, check, check. So if you go to f7, I'm going here, and awkward. If you go to e7, I'm going here, and awkward. So that was the win I calculated. Rook h7 appears to win very handily as well. Okay, so he went rook d8. He saw this, he's like, okay, I'm not going to get mated. I'm going to go rook d8. Now, I just played simple chess, take the pawn. Queen f5, and I missed a little subtlety here. I played queen takes c3, which actually allows black a shred of counterplay. What's the best move for white here? It's very funny. Yeah, rook h8 wins. Absolutely. I didn't see the win totally here, but rook h8 absolutely wins. Although it's not so clear, is it? What here? Queen c5? Yeah. Look at this king, my friends. Look at this king. You want to play queen c5? The best move is to go back and threaten checkmate. And the rook. It's just step back. Yeah, I found this really amusing. I take the pawn, he steps off of 2 crucial squares. I should go back. And I basically force him to go queen f6. And then I take this pawn. I thought it's just a cute little tempo. Black's king is so weak. We shouldn't trade queens. Just kill him. Absolutely murder him. Good, because let's look at queen c5 here. If you go queen c5, isn't this not clear? I feel like this is unclear. Right? Am I wrong? Like, isn't this unclear? I feel like that's very unclear. Like, I'm not sure this is winning for white. It might be. But I wouldn't bet my life on it. Black has incredible counterplay based on his c-pawn. Yeah, you can go queen c5 after you take c3, but this queen c7 move is cute, because after my game move of queen takes c3, he goes queen e4, and there's no more queen c5. I mean, you can play queen c5, but it doesn't trade the queens for you. So that queen c7 move is hyper accurate. But now white wins by force, and it's pretty. So check. He played king g7, which is fishing for compensation, but king e7 loses as well. Leos, why does king e7 lose? Also, again, don't play rook takes d8. Why would you do that to yourself? Then you have to grind. Don't grind. No one wants to grind. Just win. Yeah, but why grind? Just win. There's a win in the position. Like a forced win. Queen c7, I think, is a little bit inaccurate because of this. You can get the same position, but it's a little inaccurate. It's better to go queen c5. Queen c5 is annoying. So first let's do this. King d7, what's the move here? This is a cute one I calculated. Queen takes a7 absolutely wins. My cuter win was rook h7 check, setting up the skewer on the 7th. Queen takes a7. Yeah, you're gonna win this. Of course you are. I just enjoyed setting up the skewer on the 7th. Okay, so that's ridiculous. Queen c5 check. If you go this way, you give your rook, so that's not good. And so the only logical move is rook d6. Now how should white continue? Queen takes a7 will likely repeat the position, although you pick up this pawn, and so it's probably a good move. I think queen g5 check is more accurate. King d7 is forced, and now you lose. I understand that capturing is not repeating. I'm just saying you're going to have to find this tactic to end the game. Yeah, queen d8. And the point is king c6. Whoops. Hello. That's a queen. So, yeah, it's just lost. So my opponent played king g7. I just took his rook. He's fishing for compensation. There is none. And that's a game. My king is safe. So, a terrible game for both of us. We're all bad at chess. The end. That's the game. Just had to shake off a little bit of the rust there. Because apparently I've gotten much worse in my time off. Very sad. I gotta get back into it. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do a little bit of tactics to end the show, just for fun, just because I need to work on my calculation, because my calculation is terrible now. So you're welcome to stay and do tactics with me, or have a blessed evening. I also have to change the stream title. Let's see what our window looks like. Not at all what I want it to look like. Should have previewed this. Didn't. Who'd have thunk it? Me not being prepared. That's a Chess League TV classic right there. I'm going to be working on Chess Tempo. My Chessy account expired, and although it's a great website, I feel like I sort of got my use out of it. I'm seeing a lot of repeat problems now. And now I just feel like I need to start working on these. Okay, black to move, equal material. What are our targets here? This rook is a little awkward, no? Bishop b5? Is bishop b5 very awkward for you? Okay, bishop b5, I hang this with check. And then queen f7. No, because then c4, or take... There's also there's not really bishop g3 ideas, I don't think. Oh. What if I just move my king? So like king h8. Does this knight? No, it can go to c5. Knight c5. Takes, king g2. Can I unpin and threaten this knight somehow? And threaten something somehow? Like, I don't know, does queen f7 threaten something? Not really, right? Is this anything? Takes? It's really not. I want to bully this queen off somehow, but I can't do it without hanging this pawn. I am not seeing this idea. Not one bit. This knight is so low on squares. It's very odd. Is there a way to take this square away from it? Can I go b6? Is that so dumb? b6, like knight d3, I guess. That's so slow. Or is there a way to take away the g2 squares so that I'm like mating when I take this? Oh, there's something awkward going on at the end there. So like king h8, knight c5, takes, check, and bishop g3. The knight suddenly comes under intense fire. Knight d3. Oh, that is close to mate. I'm going to play it. I don't see anything better. Okay. I was wrong. Queen f7, I said that move. What does it threaten? What? Okay. Oops. Ooh. It's a good move. That's what I'm talking about. I've been so lazy lately. I was just like, oh, queen f7 doesn't threaten anything. I didn't calculate it. Very annoying. Very annoying. Why not bishop g3 on move 1? Did I move the window there? No, okay. You go bishop g3 on move 1. You don't... Do you have a threat? You do have a threat. But knight takes g3? You're sort of obliged to go this. And why is white worse here? The material is vaguely equal. It's 2 rooks for a queen. But isn't this just fine, as is? It's 2 rooks for a queen. Take. Take. Oh, that is an issue. I'll give you that one. That's an issue. Okay. So yeah, the given line of knight f1 is probably better. Yeah, okay, next one. Ooh, an endgame. Who am I? Black? And I'm going up the board. Okay. And white is going down the board. Okay. H3. What's the problem with H3? H3 appears to just go H2, H1. H3, H6, H2, H7. Ooh, this is tricky. I'm seeing ideas of sacking here and then going check. So, for instance, A3, H6. The problem is A2, H7, A8, or A1, H8. I want this to queen so that it covers the square, which means the knight needs to unload with tempo. But, oh no, there's a fork. What am I talking about? No, that doesn't work either. Because something blocks there, or a skewer. So I'm wondering, like, A3... A6, H6. Then can I take here? Then just H7. And I'm getting queened on. I think the point is to somehow dump this knight off the diagonal. A3, H6, A2, H7, A1, H8. It's not quite working. Rook takes, king takes, A3. All of a sudden there's this resource of rook f1, and I might not queen at all. I'm dying. Send help. What if I give this check first? Doesn't he just go back? I could check and then... Oh, this is very complicated. I don't like complicated. Can't I just be slightly better the whole game? I do not see the idea. Or I think I see the idea, but I don't see how to make it work. So what I'm looking at is a3, h6, check. But again, I'm just not making this work. a3, h6, rook takes g5. No, that's not working. These drive me mad where they tell me that something's here and I just don't see it. Oh my god. I'm gonna play a3. I just don't see anything else. Okay. Now here's an idea. What if I go knight e4? No, that's dumb. Knight e4 takes a2, rook a3, and I lose. So that's no good. A2, A7, A1, H8. I have this check. Oh, is that dangerous? That's very dangerous. That's incredibly dangerous. King A5 is forced. Ah, okay. Rook A5 maybe. Rook H1. That's so close to working, I'm gonna play it. Do I check here first? Is that important? No, it's important that I don't do that, I think. I think I want to check queen e1 first. No! Now rook takes g5? I get it. I get it. I instantly get it. God. Frustrating. Very frustrating. I hate this. Again, I just didn't calculate. I'm being so lazy. Okay, I'm gonna stop being lazy. And the point is, I just assumed the checks were good, but any check, black will block with the rook and be winning. And if you take the rook, a knight e4 check wins the queen. Okay. I'm calculating everything. Literally everything. What's going on? Materials equal. This piece is a little loose. So knight takes f3 check. Well, hold on. You have some issues here based around queen takes e5. And if you just trade queens, I have knight f3 check, and I grab the queen back. So queen e5. Say bishop g2. That's not much, right? Huh. There's this fork is appealing. No. That doesn't work. I was looking at queen e5, bishop to queen g5, but all of a sudden the f3 square has been covered twice. Huh. I really want to eliminate this piece because it's such a good defender. So takes, queen takes. This is also undefended. There's also queen takes bishop d2. Oh, knight e2 wins the exchange. That's good. Okay. So queen takes, bishop d2 is not working. Queen move, there's queen takes g5. On a bishop move, there's queen takes a knight f3. On bishop d1, that's legal. Queen takes e5, bishop d1. Is in fact legal. I could go rook takes e5 as well. Rook takes e5. Bishop g2 still fails. Queen move still fails. Bishop move fails to g5. Rook takes bishop d1. What's going on there? It looks silly, but it's not the stupidest thing the world's ever seen. Rook takes bishop d1. I must have something. Hold on. So on queen takes bishop d1, I have f6. Is that true? No, because the queens swap off. Rook takes e5, bishop d1, f6, bishop takes f6, rook f8. You can take here. Queen e5, bishop d1. f6. Queen takes e5. Knight takes e5. Bishop d2. No, it's not clear winning. Queen takes e5. Bishop d1. Is knight e2 working at all? No, not really. Ah, here's an idea. Rook takes e5, bishop d1, knight e6. Wins a piece. So rook takes, bishop d1 is not playable. Any bishop move allows knight e6. Any queen move allows rook g5. This bishop move allows g5. What? How is that wrong? How could that possibly be wrong? What? And I can't go knight e6. Motherfucker. It's an only move. Oh. Bishop d5. The correct move, I understand the idea now, is f6. The point is, you can't take it because takes wins a piece. If you go back. Oh, I messed up the window on this. Hold on one second. There we go. Ah! Oh my god. I calculated that so much. This is so close to working. I just missed this one little move. Yikes. Yikes. Okay. I feel like I got some good calculation practice in there. Takes here, forces the trade. No. Why doesn't that win a piece? Taking the knight. Doesn't it win a piece? Takes. And if you take back, I take your rook. And if you take here, then I kept my bishop. And I don't understand why this is even a puzzle. Am I stupid? The answer to that question is always yes. Okay, so there is an idea of bishop takes, rook takes f4. But then I just move my queen. Ah, and if I move the queen, then all of a sudden this rook grabs here. That's the idea. Bishop takes, rook takes f4. Okay. Well, what to do about that? There's a little venom in this idea. Bishop takes, rook e1, rook f7. We're close to getting some action on this queen here. But close is not good enough. So takes, rook takes f4. Where's this knight going? Probably f5. I have to take this. Is this so close to being a piece? Ha ha hum. Takes, bishop f2, rook f7, rook e1. Now my threat is to go. It's not even really a threat though, it just equalizes the material. Is queen? No, that's not really a threat. So maybe I can do something with this bishop as an in-between. Here's an idea. Bishop takes, rook takes f4, say queen g6. Rook takes bishop e5, tempoing the rook here. There's the counter sack though. Ha ha hum. Ooh, that's close to being a cool idea. I had this idea of takes bishop f6 because there's a pin here, but there's rook f6. And then I'm like, why did I do that? But it's a cool idea. Is there some h5 idea? Now that would be very interesting. Takes, rook takes h5. There is an h5 idea. There absolutely is an h5 idea. I have to figure out what move order, because h5 opens queen d7 check. So h5, queen f5, take, or queen f3, sorry, take, rook takes, queen d7 check, and I win. Why not? Why can't I play h5 first? I have to play it second. Why? Why? I'm going insane. Why? Because g6. No, not because g6. Why can't I do this? I'm legitimately going insane. Because queen f5. I hate myself. I absolutely hate myself. Oh my god. I do read chat, but not while I'm solving, because I want to have the experience of solving. I come and read chat afterwards. We came with a stream with dancing and whatever. So after bishop takes d4, the defense of this square is removed. So now you go h5, and there's no more of this. You can't do that anymore. So you go, and I win. I want to die. I want to die. Okay, my queen's hanging. I saw that one. Can I take this knight? Probably not, for some obscure bullshit. Isn't that a piece? Okay, well, I always say this and then I always do something stupid. Oh, my knight's hanging, that's why. Okay. What happens if I take here? That's not very good. What happens on takes, and now ef3? Queen f3 is unplayable. Rook f3, bishop h2. And I get mated on the back rank, maybe? Okay. ef3. The problem going ef3 right away is then you can go queen f3 because I don't have this mate threat established. Can I go? No, I can't. Okay, so bishop takes knight. He gets to take my knight. Now what? I want to distract that queen. So, ef3. If you totally ignore me, I'm going rook g2 and you're losing. So you have to go rook f3. And where's the kill? let me calculate this. Bishop h2, rook f8, rook g8. The queen has no checks. No, but he takes on g8 and then takes the bishop, and I'm not winning. Okay, take the knight, ef3, rook f3, rook e7. Now that's an idea. Rook e7 followed by rook e1 check, almost no matter what. That's fun. That appears to win. Takes rook e7, distracting the queen. If queen f2, just rook e1 check. You can't come up because now then my queen jumps in. Let's try it. Can't say I expected that one. Cannot say I expected that one. So takes with check. King g1. Takes, and this pawn is incredibly dangerous. In fact, I'm just lost, I think. So takes. What if I just move the queen up a square? So queen h4 allows rook f4 when I'm totally busted. Huh. That's a good move. There's clearly something wrong with it because this tactic's still going on. But that was a good move. Oh, hold on. Queen h4. I was looking at rook takes f4, but I can go queen takes f4. And if you take my rook, I have queen f1 mate. So queen h4, maintaining all the threats. Then rook takes f4 seems almost forced. Queen takes f4. And I win the exchange? Is that really what this puzzle's about? Maybe I'm still mating you somehow. Or at least trying to hunt down his bishop. Let's give it a shot. Yeah. Good stuff. Queen g4 is not so strong there, because if you go queen g4, you've lifted the threat on h2, so white snags the rook. Although maybe you're getting mated here. I didn't consider this move. I guess white can't snag the rook. Can white hold something like that? White's curling up in a ball, but he appears to live. Again, cute tactics. This bishop always hangs somehow. Okay. Next up. I'm eyeing up some Arabian mates here. So queen f4 threatens queen h2. I assume he has to eliminate the knight. I don't want him to eliminate my knight. That's not fair. Whoa, hold up. I'm down a rook. I am down a rook. Let's make something happen. Okay. So queen f4. If he takes, I take with the pawn. You might have an issue here. Ooh. Queen h4 is an idea. So I threaten mate. On takes, I take with check. You have to go king g1, and then I take here, and then you have to give your queen. So queen h4. Very annoying. Queen h4, king g2 is possible. Queen h4, king g2. Is a little annoying. Queen f5? King g2. I can maneuver so the bishop takes on f4. I can go queen f5, king g2, queen g6 check, king h1, bishop takes f4. I don't really know why I did that, though. This is so close to winning. Queen h5, king g2. Is there some crazy bishop and knight mate where I sack the queen? Queen h4, king g2. Okay. Here's an idea. Queen h5, king g2, queen g6, king h1, knight h4, targeting the g2 square. Rook g1, what am I doing there? Nothing, I'm crying. I'm crying myself to sleep. Goodness me. Can this rook do something? Can this bishop do something? Why do none of my pieces do anything? Why do I have no control over the light squares? Yikes. Okay, let me look at this thing. Queen f4, bishop f3. Queen f4, bishop f3, ef3. Queen f5, king g2. Ay, 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 ay. Oi, oi, oi. Is there some slow mate here? I can't believe that. Queen f4, bishop ef. Like rook g1, rook f8, and just slowly mate. No, this can't possibly work. Yo, I'm dumb. These make me feel stupid. I want to target. Queen f5, king g2, queen g6, check, king h1. Bishop f4. Not useful. I'm not making any progress. Lay me in my grave. Queen h5. King g2, queen g6, check, king h1, knight h4, rook g1, queen f5. Doesn't quite work, but it's close. It's close. Oh my god, I have knight h4, check. I mean, so dumb. Queen f5, king g2, knight h4, check. King h1. That's losing. King g1, also losing. King h2, check. Yeah, that wins. Does it matter what square I go to? No, f5 looks as good as any. It should be f5, yeah. ef3 was not the best move? Bishop f4? ef3 is still not the best move? I check and then take? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, it's the bishop mating pattern, I think. Yes, the bishop mating pattern. Oh man. It took me so long to see knight h4 check. Yikes. Took me a while. Yeah, I got there eventually. Good development here for black. That's how we play chess. Okay. Okay. So, I want to take this piece. And my reason is, if you take with the rook, I'm really busting your balls over here. If you take with the bishop, I have bishop g6. That might not be enough, though. I could consider taking here, but I don't quite see my follow-up to that. Your rook is a little trapped, right? Like 92? Is that a thing? What's material here? Totally even. So, isn't 92 a problem? Takes, bishop takes? You still... Oh, no, so takes... okay. Takes opens the rook avenue. So, 92, knight e4, knight f4... should win. I always have knight... No, I think that wins. Okay. Couldn't possibly tell you why that doesn't win, but okay. What's wrong with my variation? No, but actually what's wrong with my variation? Because I just don't get it. Oh. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay. That, I agree. I agree. So let's see what I was supposed to do. I thought he could just pop out over here. You're just saying you're getting mated? On this move, I think the claim is that black gets mated. It's a good claim. It's a reasonable one. That looks pretty matey. Oh no, there's even simpler to win the bishop. Okay. Yep. Bad. I did bad. It's not even compensation. You don't win the exchange anymore. It's more than compensation. Black is just winning. Because after 92, knight takes d5, the queen goes somewhere, and I'll just like work a fate. And black is just like, I'm better, see you later. Great. I'm gonna do like 3 more, then I'm gonna head off. Pawn is pinned. Queen is extended. Rook d2. What are you doing about the move Rook d2? I'd like to know. Rook d2, c5? That's so precarious. You're telling me that you're going to survive after Rook d2, c5. Well, I'm telling you that you're a brave man. There's also bishop b3. But okay, let's look at Rook d2, c5, Queen a5. You have to maintain contact here. Queen has no moves. No? feel like I'm missing some essential part of this. Oh, after queen f5, this bishop takes. Okay, that's legitimate. So what happens if I start with bishop b3? The queen still is... No, she does have a move. But after rook d2, she'll be out of moves. Bishop b3, c5. Queen to a4. Queen b2. That's very... I'm skeptical. I'm so skeptical. What about rook c1? It's amazing that every move the queen is out of squares. Rook c1, c5. Queen b5. You're still out of moves? No, not the, the d2 square has somehow opened up. Rook c1, c5, queen a5, queen b2. Oy. Is bishop d3 a move? Bishop d3, c5, queen b5, queen a2. There's this square on the side. Am I getting the trap off with the incredible bishop b1? Is that really the move that's going to trap your queen? Bishop d3. On queen a2, bishop b1? There's queen a1. This is so hard. Why is this so hard to calculate? Bishop d3, and c5, queen b5, queen a2. No, this pawn hangs. Bishop d3, c5, queen. Rook d2, c5. Both these pieces hang. It's so awkward. Bishop b3, c5. Queen b5. Now queen c3. Okay, play it out. Queen c3. Ay, ay, ay. There must be something. Rook c1. c5. Queen b5. What was the square here? The a4's. No, a4's not open. Queen d2. Ay, 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 ay. I can't find it. Is it possible it's not a queen trap? That can't possibly be the case. Let me look at this bishop d3 line again. c5, queen b5, queen a2. Bishop c4, this pawn hangs. Ay, ay, ay. I don't see it. I don't know. I don't know. I think it has to be a bishop move, because otherwise c5 is so annoying. But then there's this queen d2 line, right? But it's just not working. It's not working. What about this bishop b3 line? Queen b2. There's some rook b1 stuff. I'm gonna try this. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it had to be a bishop move. But I don't see the full continuation at all. I don't pretend to. So queen a4, queen b5. Ugh. No, so my original instinct was queen a5, maintaining the dark squares. Let's do it. Okay, I just don't see it. Queen b5, okay. What's the threat? What are like? There's rook e3. Oh, it's a discovered check. All right. I'm missing too much. I need to go to bed. This is a sign from the gods. When I don't recognize this one, that's bad news. That's bad news right there. And then you go queen a4, and now after queen b2, there's rook b1, and now queen d4, and now you take the bishop because the bishop hangs. Yikes. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, that was a rough one to go out on. Thank you all for watching. I clearly need to go to sleep. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you learned something. Maybe how to be bad at tactics. I don't know. But hopefully I'll be up and running a little better this weekend for our 45/45 review show. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'll post more details in the Slack, of course, when everything's sorted out. And yeah, have a great couple of days, and I'll hopefully see you on the weekend.